Good thing is I record. You have to at least have the horsepower to watch my video to get it. All right. So this is 7-5, right? Is that right?
Yes.
Cool. All right. So problem number 1 says the contingency table has 4 rows and 6 columns. How many degrees of freedoms? So remember when we're doing the table, the degrees of freedoms with this will be rows minus 1 times columns minus 1. So if we have 4 rows and 6 columns, we'd have 3 times 5, so that would give us 15 degrees of freedom. And those of you who just came in, we're going over the homework 7.5. Make sure we feel good about it. Make sure you have all this information down well, so when you use it on when we use it on our quiz, you'll be good. All right. So, number 2. It says a study on the connection between gender and eye color was conducted using a random sample of 167 people from the general population. Raw counts are shown. So you look at your table that is there. So you have male, female. They don't have any other genders listed. Black, brown, blue, green, and gray. Gray eyes. I didn't realize that was gray was a color these days. Well, I know gray is a color, but I didn't realize it was one. So we're going to say that H naught, gender, and eye color. What do I do? What am I looking at? Are independent. And our alternative is gender and eye are dependent. Okay, so remember we're just checking for independence on these, so whether they're related or not. And then 2B, create. It says create the table showing observed, expected, and chi-squared values. So remember chi-squared is this equation, observed minus expected, quantity squared over the total. And then if I wanted to get expected, that is going to be the row total times the column total divided by the total, which is the bottom right. And okay, so I think we can fill out our table from here. So we have female, male, we have black, brown, blue, green, desk drawer, I love it, green, and gray. All right, so this will be observed, expected, and chi-squared in that order.
What's black eye color?
I don't know.
You know, like tattoo your eyes.
It's ironic, Austin, you wouldn't get it.
What don't you get?
Austin, maybe if you brought a bag, you could have shit.
Yeah.
No, bro, talking shit. Talking shit. You're gonna go off to college soon talking shit.
Oh, Guys, I'm recording, and you guys are saying bad words that are being recorded.
I'm gonna have to mark this one as not kid-friendly.
Not made for kids. And then Ethan can't watch the video because he has parental controls on his YouTube.
Dude, I'm literally about to get demonetized.
All right. So do we feel comfortable how that? Do we feel comfortable how that would have been done? I mean, obviously the observed, you're just looking what's in the actual column. The expected, we do the row total times the row column divided by the total for each of the rows. So that's kind of a lot of work when you go through it. And then chi-squared, yeah.
How did you get a different chi-squared value for black and brown and all the values are the same?
Well, no, if mouse 15.
So black and brown.
Yeah,
So
but the totals are the same, the row total and the color totals are both the same. So how did you get a different chi-squared value?
Columns the same.
Let's see. I'm just trying to think what we would have done there. So are you going between black and brown for female or male?
For female.
Female.
Yeah, so the row total for that is for that is 85, and then the column total for both of them is 45.
Right.
So then how did
Divided by the total. Oh. Help me out. Which one am I looking at? Here?
Yeah,
Here?
that one. No, that one and yes, that one. Should,
So the 30 and 30, we agree with? 22.9, 22.9, right?
yeah.
And this and this?
Yeah, why aren't they the same?
0.4 and 0.2. All right. So this is where the question is there. All right, so in order to get that chi-squared, we do observed minus expected. Oh,
gotcha.
20 and 30.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I just misread it.
Okay, that's okay. No, I was like, oh, there might have been an error I made, which is very possible. All right, so find chi-squared. How do we find chi-squared? Bless you. How do we find this chi-squared value? What do we do?
You do the expected minus the observed. And you square that.
For the whole thing, though, isn't it all of these added up?
What?
Isn't this the chi-squared?
I don't know what you're asking, sir.
I'm just saying, how would we get, I came up with 6.4. How did I get that?
You added them all together.
Right. Okay. That's what I was asking.
Sorry, I had no
Okay.
idea what you were asking there. I'm sorry.
Okay. So chi-squared, you added up all those, the 0.4, 0.4, 2.2, 2.3, 0.1, 0.1, 0.5, 0.5, or 0.4, 0.5. And then in order to get the degrees of freedom, we did column minus 1 times row minus 1. So columns we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rows we have 2. So that should have been, I'm goofed up. So it should have been 5. That should be column. So 5 minus 1 times 2 minus 1. So we get 4. Yeehaw. And then from there, we can get our chi-squared CDF, which would be the 6.4, which we found up above. Make this big, so 1,000 or something. And then degrees of freedom. So this comes up with a p-value of 0.171. And did they give us an alpha value or anything? So we wanted to say our go-to is 0.05. So this is bigger. So we fail to reject. This is larger than 0.05. That's why we fail to reject. Okay, and then any assumptions? We do know it's a random sample because they told us. And then that's about really all we can really say. I mean, I guess we could say all of the values are larger than 5, but I don't know if that's really important or not. Okay, so that's the first page. Feel good about it? Okay, and second page. Second page, the data gathered related to middle school and high school students and whether or not they tend to eat breakfast or not. So you have your table there from 10 to 13 and from 14 to 17. So it looks like a total of 90 people. Conduct a full chi-squared test. So your null is breakfast is independent. And our alternative is, so this is problem number 3, is breakfast is dependent. All right, and then if we fill this out, we get observed, expected, chi-squared. So the 10 to 13 category, we're going 40, 28.2, 4.9, 3.8. We take it out. This is 14 to 17. So 12, 18.8, 2.459. So these are the people who eat and who skip. So our observed is 14, 25.8, and 5.397. And then we have 24, 17.2, and 2.688. All right, so from there we could figure out our chi-squared CDF. So if we add all of these up, we find that chi-squared is equal to 15.482. So 15.482, 1,000 or 10,000, something like that. And then degrees of freedom in this case is going to be 1 times 1. Why is my computer lagging so much? Oh my gosh. So that's 1. Oh my gosh, what is going on with my computer? It's like updating or something. So then we get a p-value. The answer they would have given you is this on the calculator, which is a pretty doggone small answer, 34837. We didn't give us an alpha score or anything, so we have to say is p greater than 0.05. This is smaller, so we can reject the null. And reject the null, and then we find that these breakfast habits are dependent on age of students. So that's basically what we do. All right. So do you have what we need on that one? Okay. So I want to go a smidge off the cuff. Can I do that? I did this in business calculus yesterday, and I want to make sure you're good. So I need a couple of you who will use the calculator real quick because I need some help. Can I volunteer at least one of you, 2 of you?
I'll take one.
Anybody else? Grab one as I go by if you want one. I just need your help on this. Anyone else want to try it? 3 more victims? 2 more victims? 1 more victim?
So close.
All right. So friends, this has nothing to do with statistics, but I just want to go off the cuff a little bit. Just have a little bit of fun. This is a real life application. Did you do okay? Cool. Thank you so much. I'll put that in for you. All right. So all right. So we just got done with tax season, yes? Whether you filed or not, I want to talk to you about how taxes work. And I'll need you to use this calculator for a reason. Okay? But I'm gonna come over, sit over here. Okay, so this basically comes from the IRS website, okay? And I just want to show you something so you feel good about this. So taxes are a real thing, yes? Okay, we try to pay less in taxes, but the fact of the matter is we will pay in taxes. All right, so this is the incomes, or this is the percents that you pay at certain levels. So that's basically all the levels, and if you make from 0 to 9950, if you make from 9951 to 4525, we make from 4526 to 86,375. We make from 86,376 to this is how much you make a year.
I know, but why did they pick those numbers?
Yeah, there was some actuarial scientists that figured this out.
So if you pay $1 more, then you have to pay.
But don't panic. You're gonna see how it works.
Isn't it you
But
only
what if you don't,
tax the
what if
extra
you
on the
like
money
don't even
above?
make that much money for the 10%?
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you.
Pay 10.
I'm gonna show you.
He's gonna show you.
I might show you.
So you don't make that much money, you're below the poverty line.
And then you don't have to pay taxes. So
Nope, you pay.
like what?
I'm gonna show you.
You wanna pay the IRS, go home with
$10 a year, you pay $1.
Oh, I got you. 10%.
All right. So, shh. Whoops. Didn't mean that. All right. So we're gonna get some totals here. Well, someone with a calculator. Well, I think I can do this. $10% of 99.50 is this. So if you make up to $9,950, you're going to wind up paying $995 in taxes. Okay. Will someone go 0.12 times 40525, please? So we're just going to look at these values. So 0.12. Say that one more time.
4,863.
Exactly?
Yep.
Okay. And let's just keep them, to keep it simple. We won't worry about coin amounts. 0.22 times 86,375. $19,002, and we won't worry about the penny amounts. 0.24 times 164,925. Oh, I goofed. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. The first one's right. Okay, so for these guys, 40525 minus 9951. So subtract those two. Okay, times 0.12. We won't worry about that. Next one, subtract 86,375 from 4,526. And then once you get that number, tell me what 0.22 of that would be. Anybody? So just subtract the numbers in this row and then multiply it times 0.22.
Can't do the quick math, right?
10,086. Subtract these two from each other and multiply it times 0.24.
I think that one's 18,851.
Sounds good. Subtract these two from each other and then multiply by 0.32. Anybody? I'm seeing y'all texting. You can go a lot faster here. For which one?
24.
What'd you get?
14,239.
14,239. Did it have a second on that? 14,230.
No, for the 32%.
Oh. Okay, hang on. Oh shoot. So what was the 30? What was that? Say this one. 32%.
The 32% is 14,239.
14,000 what?
239.
239.
And I think I got the next one.
You got the next one?
Yeah. Oh wait, actually, wait, no, 109,960.
Did you multiply that by 0.35?
Yeah, I don't think I. Yeah, I don't think I did that right.
And someone go back to the 24% row and verify for me.
Can I go back? What did I verify? Yeah.
This was 18,000?
What was it?
What was it? 18,000 what? 851. And then the last one.
I don't know. I think I got too big of a number.
All right. Well, we actually have enough. So let's say
I did it right.
Yeah, 109,960.
Yeah.
109 what?
960.
960. Okay. So friends, what this means is let's say, this is only doing a single. This is not jointly, but let's say I filed my taxes and I fell into this category for just me alone, not including my wife. Okay? So my taxable income, I need these added up, please. I need you to add this, 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 and this together. Let's say I made truly $164,925. So add those up for me, please, and tell me what I get. Say that one more time.
No way. 33,600.
33,600. Exactly?
That's what I got.
Yep.
Okay. So, my friends, this means if I truly made $164,925, I would pay this much in taxes. So, someone do me a favor. Go 33,600 divided by 164,925. 33,600 divided by 164,925. That's what I.
20.37%.
20.37%. Okay. Now, we're going to do one thing. Okay, let's say I claimed I made this much. But I do the health savings account. And me as an individual, I'm allowed to deduct $3,600 off of what I made. So 523,161. Okay, so take this value here and subtract it from this. Subtract these two circled values from each other, and then multiply that by 0.24. $161,325 minus 86,376 times 0.24. $987. Okay, so now take this, 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 and this, and add them together, please. $32,736. Okay. So, my friends, without going political, with ripping on both sides of the aisle, still with me on this? I'm not trying to sway anybody. So, we've heard and we've been influenced by memes, social media, news outlets, that there's certain individuals that are cheating on their taxes. You with me so far? They're like, oh, they're finding those loopholes. That's not fair. Okay? Yeah.
Well, isn't it because they just don't technically make the salary, they're like investing and stuff?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, they're not
So everyone's going to be, you're going to have people, no matter what you make. So the majority of America will be about from here up. Okay? Because the average income per household is in the 50,000 range. So they're basically paying this in taxes for the majority of America. Okay? So let's say this is truly mine. So I went from paying this much in taxes, but I invested in my health savings account, which is as an individual, so I can put $3,600 or $7,200 per family. But at the end, I filed independently. I went from paying this in taxes to this in taxes. So $900 less in taxes. Did I cheat the system of taxes? No. Okay, let's say I filed independently, which you can file as a married couple, independent of each other.
Well, do you have to file like with dependents or children?
Well, let's just pretend my wife took care of my kids and then I did mine by myself. So I'm just giving you a hypothetical. So, did I cheat the system paying less?
No.
Or is a health savings account a federally mandated program that allows you to deduct from your maximum income to lower your tax bracket? What do you think?
The latter.
So it's totally legal. I'm legal?
Yep.
You agree? Well, here's the story. And I want, this is, part of statistics is this. Y'all see a lot of information on your phone each and every day. Agree? You see things that try to sway your opinion for or against certain people or ideas. Agree? So, am I just as guilty as that billionaire who someone says, oh, they don't pay as much in taxes as all the rest of us? No, I'm just saying. I'm taking one tax deduction right here, and there's probably many others I could do. Anytime I take a tax deduction, I lower what I make, which in this bracket, I probably won't be able to deduct enough. If I was making truly 164,925, I probably couldn't deduct enough to eliminate this row. Financially, I don't have enough to do that. Okay? But think about that billionaire. They go from $523,601 or more. So basically, they're paying this, probably this. If they're making $1 million a year, it's going to be really hard for them to shelter enough to get back to this column or this row or this row. So would that person be paying their fair share based on this taxable scale? I think so. I mean, when the federal government comes up saying, hey, here's the scale, and let's say I was a very fortunate, let's say they paid me because I was the most unbelievable teacher, so they're giving me $3 million a year, which I know would never happen, but let's just pretend that. And with my $3 million a year, I'm going to pay this plus this plus this plus this plus this plus this, and then $3 million minus 523,600 times 37%. So then I'd have to add whatever that is going right on up. Okay? Now here's the thing. We hear so much, and this is part of the analysis that comes with even just statistics. We hear so much that we want to believe because we want to dislike certain individuals, certain political organizations, certain groups, right? But is the meme we saw the truth about that person, or is that just there to make us giggle and laugh? I think it's there to make us giggle and laugh. And I'm not trying to take away from your belief system or your political affiliation or anything like that. That's not my job. I'm just trying to show you this is how the federal government has set this up. Now, can I say there might be some billionaires out there who have influenced that tax system? I bet you that might be something we could probably say. But when it comes down to, let's say you have an ultra honest, non-tax deductible millionaire per year who's paying that, it's still not going to look like they're paying their fair share. I mean, you told me if I paid all four of those, that I'm only paying, my income is only 20.37% goes towards taxes. Well, when you look at this going, well, wait a minute, it should be 24%. No, it's 24% based on this range, 22% based on this range, 12% based on this range, 10% based on this range. So the thing is, you'll never get to whatever this number is, whatever row you're in, because you're paying the previous at different rates. Yeah, this is the highest bracket, 37% in taxes. You're paying a healthy amount. But this person would never truly pay 37% of what they made in taxes, because they're paying 37% based on $523,601 or more than that. And then they're paying the tax on this, then they're paying the tax on this. So they're not it's not 37% based on $1 million. It's 37% based on
Whatever's above.
Whatever's above that, plus this, plus this, plus this, plus this, plus this. So you're summing these columns up. Okay? And that's a really hard thing to fathom. And unfortunately, all of us have been misled by something we saw, we read, we heard. Okay? And that's just where I want you to be cautious. So if you truly, truly, truly see something that really interests you about should I be swayed by what I'm reading, I would highly encourage you, please, research it further. Does that make sense? You all have wonderful brains. Heck, you dealt with me for almost an entire year. I hope I didn't take any gray matter away by that.
That's 3 years.
But I'm just trying to show you this is how this is set up. So someone that said, hey, Stirrup didn't pay his fair share. He should have paid 24%, but he only paid 20.37%. Well, it's because that's how the tax table was set up. So by me taking, the deduction on the health savings account, yes, there's other deductions that can take place. I'm just giving you one iteration of it. But the thing is, myself, who I think yes, I'm a very sarcastic person, but I'm legally doing this. But someone could easily say, if you requested Fair Records Act and you took a look at my taxes, saying, dude, it's not fair, Stirrup only paid 20.37% in taxes, when he was in a taxable thing of 24%. He took what? No, this is how it was set up. So I just wanted to urge you, please be cautious. Please be cautious. If you truly find something that you're passionate about, and don't get me wrong, I think there are some very corrupt people in the world. I don't think you all are, and I don't think your families are, and I don't think I am. But there are other people who are very corrupt, who I do feel they are abusing the system in some way, shape, or form. And again, I'm not affiliating any political groups. I'm ripping on them both. Okay? So I just want you to be very cautious when you're looking at information. I just showed you a very simplistic way in language, I think that is simpler to justify, and that was based on that was 2022's tax table. So I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. I played around with that yesterday, and I thought it was kind of fun. So I would just leave.